Today we're working on a 2024 Mercedes-Benz GLE 450. This customer brought it in because they have 2 pets, kids, and they travel a lot with this vehicle. And it might not look that dirty, but when you come in closer, you can see we have a ton of road film, tar, and actually rail dust on this paint that we need to remove for the customer. Now, when it comes to choosing the right products, how do you know where to start? Well, in this series, we're going to try to tackle that very issue and help you guys decide.
I wanted to do kind of a fun little challenge. I've become really good friends with Kristi from Detailsnme. She recently had a young lady on her channel, Jelena. Christie is just a fantastic person. She's a full-time teacher that details on the side. She's a mom of 4. And I've really just loved connecting with her. Jelena is a college student. She's studying film, but she's also detailing on the side and very quickly learning a lot about detailing chemicals. And honestly, it's really exciting to see the new generation of detailers coming up. And I just think they're both really fresh and fun and authentic. And so I reached out to them and said, listen, let's do a series together. And I mean like a multiple video series. And we're gonna make it fun. I know oftentimes within the detailing industry, we get into these battles of the brands where we say, well, these products work the best. And then everyone says, oh, you know, well, these products work the best. Well, rather than argue, let's show which products we think are truly the best. So we are doing, at this point, a 3-part series. Who knows, if you guys enjoy this, maybe this will become an ongoing series. But part 1 is gonna be my take. And today, we're gonna be doing a battle of the brands for the best wash, clay, and seal. And so today, I'm gonna share with you guys what I think is the best, and that is Quiver. Now, specifically today, we're gonna actually be using their impact foam. Now, this is a higher pH soap, not super high. We're like in the 9-ish range of pH. So it's not necessarily pH neutral, but it's not gonna damage any of the finishes of your vehicle. And Josh has actually designed all of his products to be mobile and sun friendly. And I don't have a mobile detailing business, but I have a home-based garage, and I technically am working in the same kind of environment that a mobile detailer is going to be, which is kind of washing their vehicle outside. But when it comes to dirtier vehicles, oftentimes we have to resort to using multiple soaps to pre-treat, one to wash, and there's a lot of steps as far as foaming, let it sit, rinse it off, foam it again with a different soap, and then you can either rinse that off or do your contact wash, multiple steps, lots of water. Josh, being a mobile detailer, actually designed this that what you can do is foam it on, let it sit, and you want to foam a thin layer on. Then, after you've let that sit for a few minutes, as long as possible before it kind of starts to dry on the paint, do a thicker foam layer with this soap. And then you can come in and do your contact wash. You don't have to wash it off, but that thicker foam, one, it's gonna, by gravity, pull the dirt that was in that first kind of foaming soap that you put on. It's gonna pull it down, and it's gonna give you a ton of lubrication for a safe contact wash. So you can essentially wash faster. You don't have to have multiple soaps. So we do have 2 options here from Quiver for a wash, clay, and seal based on the level of dirt that you're at. If you're doing like a maintenance wash, for a customer, Rogue soap is kind of where I would lean. Since we do have a lot of bug, a lot of film on this vehicle, it did rain last night, and so fortunately that did kind of pull off some of the heavier dirt, but the stuck-on stuff, we're gonna use the impact foam to soften, loosen, and then come in and do our contact wash. Again, direct sunlight. So for those of you that are like me, washing a vehicle out in direct sunlight, I think that is definitely an attribute or characteristic that I am looking for a soap, that it's gonna help make my job easier and prevent staining on the paint and help prevent water spots. Obviously, for our wash, we want a wash mitt that isn't going to damage the paint. So we're gonna be using the DIY Detail, their incredible mitt. And then for our clay towel treatment, we have the new kind of quad fold towel from DIY Detail. And then obviously to dry, we have the Not a Beach towel. This is one of the coolest towels. What I like about it, it absorbs water really well, but it's not too thick. So I can get under door handles. I can get into tighter areas very easily because it is a thinner towel. But you can see it's actually 2 towels sewn together, but super absorbent, super plush, not gonna scratch the paint. So that's what we have for our wash, clay, and seal. But let's see if my products can actually beat their products. So let's go ahead and put them to the test. All right, so we put in a 1/2 ounce. I'm gonna do 2 ounces, okay? It's 2.5 ounces.
So Josh recommends with this soap that if you're using it in a foam can and you do a 10-to-1 dilution ratio. I was kind of playing around to see just how thick or thin the soap would be if we went a little thin with that dilution. And you definitely want to do that 10-to-1 dilution ratio. But you can see when we do the approximate ratio, it has really nice foam. It's sticking to the panel. It's not running off. And we don't want to go heavy with this first round. So just apply an even thin layer around the entire vehicle.
But you want it to just sit and stick. Just want to make sure that all areas of the vehicle have the soap. You can even do tires and wheels. And if you want, while that sits, you can clean your tires and wheels. Personally, these were really, really bad. So we just did them off camera and took our time with them. So we're just gonna give this a few minutes. Smells so yummy.
All of Quiver's products honestly make me feel like I am at the beach. And that's kind of the experience I think that Josh was going for. His hot coat smells like blueberry lemonade Kool-Aid. His Rogue soap smells like pina colada. And this smells like coconut. All really just pleasant user experiences. Now notice with this soap, as it's kind of being pulled off of the vehicle, our glass looks clean. It actually doesn't look stained. But even the paint underneath, where the soap has kind of sat, loosened, and now is pulling all of that dirt with it, the surface underneath of the soap, it looks clean. It's almost self-cleaning the paint for me. That to me is very impressive. That is a quality that I look for in a product and in a soap.
So it's been about 2 minutes. You can see our soap is starting to kind of pull and fall off of the vehicle, and it's taking the dirt with it. And even when you see it on our glass, there's no staining whatsoever. It actually looks like it's clean under the soap on the glass. It's actually kind of awesome. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna re-foam this down and go thicker this time with our soap, and then we'll come in and do our contact wash and our clay towel.
Now just note, I've not added soap to our Quiver foam can, and this is the same soap that I had on the first go around. I'm just going slower with application to allow a thicker amount of foam to sit on the vehicle. And this is a thick shaving cream foam, and that is exactly what we want. We want it to be very thick so we have extra lubrication as we are washing our paint. Yes, there might be a little bit of dirt still on the paint, but because we have so much lubrication with this soap, it is going to make the washing process safe. In fact, by leaving this soap on the vehicle, it's going to help reduce water spots and staining as we wash in the sun.
We got a little bit of soap left in there.
Now I want to talk to you guys about the wash, clay, and seal process and why you don't always need to decontaminate the paint, and in what scenarios do you make the process a certain way. This vehicle is routinely taken through the automatic car wash with brushes. I could tell as I was doing my walk around, we had severe swirls and scratches on it. So in this moment with this vehicle, I'm not concerned about potentially marring the paint. Plus, it's white, and Mercedes-Benz also has very hard paint. So I am more than likely not adding any more swirls and scratches to the paint because we have a lot of lubrication with our soap. We've already removed a good bit of the dirt with our initial foam on it, and I'm not using a lot of pressure. Now, we did actually recommend to the customer that she have the vehicle polished in the future to remove the swirls and scratches. She actually doesn't even notice swirls and scratches. So you have to make sure that the process fits the vehicle. If we have a darker colored vehicle and super soft paint, I would more than likely foam on my soap, do my contact wash, rinse that off, re-foam it, and then do a clay towel treatment. But you don't need to do a clay towel treatment or decontamination every single time that you are washing a vehicle. Only in situations where you have grit, rail dust, heavy contaminants on the paint. If you're just doing a typical contact wash, we could just simply foam on our soap, do our contact wash, rinse that off, and then do our sealant. So the process needs to fit the vehicle, the scenario, and the customer's needs. But that's why specifically with this vehicle in this moment, I am washing the vehicle with my mitt and then immediately doing my clay towel treatment afterwards and not rinsing in between.
The kind of soap has practically dried on there. And it looks clean. It looks clean.
When I'm washing a vehicle, I only use a 1-bucket wash method. I don't do a 2-bucket wash method. When you're using proper soaps and wash mitts and grit guards, you don't necessarily need to. You just need to have common sense. I'm washing 2 panels at a time with my mitt. One side of our mitt for one panel, flip over to the other side, wash that second panel. And we're obviously working from the top down to the bottom, because the bottom of a vehicle is where you're going to have the heavier amounts of dirt. And we're also making sure that our clay towel has a ton of lubrication and soap, and we're not using it on a hot or dry panel. So just let common sense prevail. But even if you don't need to clay towel the entire vehicle, a clay towel is a great way just to go after those remaining bug guts that can be stuck on the front end.
Our soap has practically dried on there. In fact, this side, it all but has. Even on our glass. Let's see if we have any staining on our paint or glass. I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say that looks good. They got something on their glass.
If you've ever used a soap and it has stained the paint, you'll know that the water will kind of stick to the panel. The fact that we have beading on our glass indicates to me that we do not have staining, and our soap residue is rinsing off very easily. I am beyond impressed with this soap, and I highly doubt Kristi and Jelina's products can do that. Can your guys' soap do that? I don't know, guys. We'll find out in a second. But so far, I'm extremely impressed with impact. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comment section down below. But not only has it proven itself to be sun-friendly and capable of handling heavy dirt, I think what I'm most impressed with is how easily it rinses away.
With as much foam as we had on this vehicle, this is so minimal and it rinses away so easily. That matters to me. We spent over $10,000 getting this driveway redone a few years back. And I'm always trying to make sure I don't leave a lot of soap or chemicals. But sometimes it takes so much water to rinse them off. And you can see so minimal with the huge amount of soap that we had on there. But our vehicle is clean. We've rinsed everything off, rinsed away very quickly. Not a lot of residue that you had to chase. Our glass, you can clearly see, has something on it. Our paint, not so much. But now we're gonna go ahead and quickly and easily protect our paint with hot coat. On a wet panel, just gonna spray this. I love the smell of this product. And you want to let it sit for like 30 seconds.
So you can apply this product one of 2 ways. To a wet panel like I'm doing here, spray it on, rinse it off after 30 seconds and get about 2 to 3 months of protection. You might use a little bit more this way, or you can dry the vehicle and apply it to a dry panel and get about 3 to 4 months protection.
Because you want to let this sit on the paint for 30 seconds, we were able to do the entire side. So we don't have to sit around and wait, and we don't have to spray and immediately rinse and worry about streaks or spots. Use the high pressure to push the product over. And take a look at those beads. That is beautiful. They're so quick and so effortless. What's not to love, Kristi? What's not to love, Jelena? I mean, come on, guys. What do you guys think?
What makes this product unique versus some of the other spray and rinse products on the market is that it's very sun friendly. Most of these products, if you let it sit too long on the paint, you're going to have stubborn high spots and streaks that you have to massage aggressively just to remove. Sometimes you even have to break out an IPA wipe. Whereas with this product, should you have any sort of streaks or spots on the glass and paint, it's just easily removed during the drying process. So it's super user friendly. But what makes it so convenient is that, especially on intricate areas like your front grille, you don't have to spend a ton of time wiping it and then buffing it off. Just simply spray and rinse. I need you guys to understand something. This doesn't happen at my house without intervention, without a tent, without a water softener. I have extremely hard water here at my house. And the impact soap was awesome. We were able to wash in direct sunlight, no stains, no water spots. We did our foaming pre-soak, contact wash, clay towel treatment, protected it, dried it, all with Quiver products. This paint wasn't mint. This customer does take it through the automatic car wash. But if you actually look in the sun, we don't have clay towel marring. We have swirls and scratches from the brushes. But this paint is clean, glossy, and protected. And it was so simple with our Quiver product. But Christie and Jelena, I'm curious to know from you guys, what brand do you think is the best wash, clay, and seal? We've shown what Quiver can do. Now, Jelena, let's see what your brand can do.
Hey guys, it's Jelena Profit with Duck Pond Detailing, and I'm over here on Chelsea's channel today to be a part of the Battle of the Brands. And my brand that I'm choosing is Clean by Pan the Organizer. Because I believe Clean by Pan is gonna win this wash, clay, and seal competition. Why? Because Clean by Pan is the best. Duh. Car soap's amazing, spray, sealant is also amazing, and we're gonna transform this car and we're gonna win. And I bet you guys are gonna win some Clean by Pan products. You gotta trust the duck. Come on, trust the duck. Clean by Pan is the best. Look at that. Y'all know what that is. That's bird poop. Look at this up here, guys. Ugh. Oh my gosh, look at that. Y'all. Again, you guys, you see those water spots? You see that pollen? You see that dust? The rain can't solve that for y'all. It attracts more stuff, so we gotta clean it. You guys know the drill here. It's dirty. And we're gonna put Clean by Pan to the test to see if it can clean my extremely dirty car. Since it's overcast today, you guys will clearly be able to see how thick this foam is in the foam cannon. It's some wild stuff. And not to mention the fact that it literally smells like sweet tarts. It smells fruity and amazing. And y'all know me, I love scents. I'm picky about scents. And this passed the test. Let's see if it passed the foam test. I think it will, because this stuff is amazing. All right, let's get foaming. You guys, y'all know how thick that foam is. You can stack it. Look at that even coverage. Even coverage, super sticky on the panel. Look at how sticky that is. Where we laid it on a little bit more thick on the glass, it's pulling down like a nice snow foam like we want it to. But where we want it to do some extra cleaning power, it is sticking. Clean by Pan, you guys. Clean by Pan. In case you didn't believe me, here's a close-up for you guys at how sticky and thick this foam is. You can even see down here where it's just pulling the dirt off. Look at that. Amazing. You guys, this has been dwelling here on the surface for like 5 minutes, over 5 minutes, and there's still soap on the surface. And it hasn't dried on the surface. And I'm gonna show you how well Pan's soap rinses freely, and also how well it does touchlessly. Look at that. Rinsed totally freely. Rinsed amazingly too. Also, y'all who watch my channel would know that this car already has Pan spray sealant on it. Let me show you how the hydrophobics are doing now before we add some more. Guys, this car is not ceramic coated. That's just Pan spray sealant. And that, by the way, is sprayed on and rinsed off. That's been on there for 6 months now, and it's performing strong. Look at this surface. You could basically use Pan shampoo in the foam cannon as a touchless cleaner because, y'all, that pre-foam, this surface, can you hear? This surface is squeaky clean. But y'all, we're going in for the contact wash because we always want to be safe. We got to make sure we get everything. And also, I got to show you how, look, how, what, y'all, how lubricious. Oh, okay. I'm for real, y'all, on my channel, and I'm going to be real on Chelsea's channel. Y'all know how I've tested some car soaps after Yum Wash, and they haven't lived up to the slickness for me. They just haven't. Mind you, we have 1 ounce in the bucket, and this stuff is just as slick as Yum Wash. Dare I say, just as slick as Yum Wash. Pan, I am very upset that I haven't tried your soap earlier because you got a winner here. I mean, look at that. Look at the acceleration. It's got fast acceleration like Yum. Let's throw it on the windshield. Yeah. If you go with this car soap, you won't be disappointed. It smells great. It's got great slickness. It's got great cleaning power. And you know what's also amazing about it? That it's a car soap that's also designed for ceramic coatings, so it will help you maintain your ceramic coatings or your ceramic products at least. So actually, since rinsing, the hydrophobics in my pan spray sealant are better than before. They just are. This is a great experience. User experience is a big thing. It's not just about how well a product works, it's also about how well you enjoy the product when you use it. So slickness is a factor because, you know, there's this basic level of slickness that you need for the safety of a wash, but then there's this level of slickness that is for insane user experience. And the pan soap does that for you. It is time to rinse the soap off the surface and apply our spray sealant. So if you guys can see on this panel here, we have some amazing water beading. This water beading is insane, you guys. That is not a ceramic coating, that is pan spray sealant. However, down here, this is where a lot of that road film tends to fling up onto the car, and so that can weaken sealants or detail sprays that you put on the car. It can also clog your ceramic coatings, which is why you want to use a soap like Pans that really deep cleans the surface. However, with a spray sealant, it can only do so much. And you can see it's got quick sheeting and some water beading, but it's not as tight and round as the one on the panel up here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna reapply pan spray sealant to, number one, show you that I'm not kidding when I say that the hydrophobics look like what's up here, but also to show you that it can restore what you already have. All right, we got our sealant here, and all you need to do, apply one spray. And avoid direct sunlight when you do this, and you're gonna wanna let it sit on the surface for a little bit. It smells like strawberries. It smells very fruity and tropical, strawberry-y, and I love it. Let it sit, let it do its thing. And then, it's been enough time now, we're gonna spray up to spread the product around the panel. All right, here we go, guys. And didn't I tell you? Look at those water beads. They are just as amazing as what's up here. And the slickness is great. I told y'all, I proved y'all wrong. The pan spray sealant is amazing. And you saw that area was dead before, and now look at it. Look at that, amazing, amazing water behavior. And that completes the detail with using Clean by Pan wash and seal products. Now this car, I was gonna clay. However, I don't need to clay because it's my own car and there's like zero contamination on it because I clayed it 6 months ago when I put the pan spray sealant on originally. And I would do more harm than good claying the surface of this car. So we left that out in today's video. However, we didn't leave out the amazing car shampoo and the amazing spray sealant. And the results speak for themselves. This shampoo foams insane, smells insane, insane lubrication. But in today's video, I think I won. And the spray sealant, the results speak for themselves again. Hydrophobics, like a ceramic coating. You can't get that with anything else. Amazing products, you guys. I won. I won. I think I beat Chelsea and I think I beat Christie, but I don't know. You guys vote in the comments below what products you think do the best out of wash, clay, and seal. I don't know. Let's see.
Hi everybody, I'm Kristi, and usually I would say I'm on my channel, Detailsnme, but today I'm on Chelsea's channel with Attention to Details because we are bringing you something quite special. But thank you for letting me show you what I think is the best wash, clay, and seal in the battle of the brands. And if you weren't sure which, brand I was using, not like you might not be able to tell what brand I'm using. Yeah, wash, clay, and seal. This one's gonna win. I'm telling you right now, Chelsea and Jelena, watch out, because when you see what Yum can do in a wash, clay, and seal, you'll understand. So yes, you heard me right. We are doing a Yum takeover with Yum Foam. They're foaming pre-wash. Their Yum Wash, which is their bucket soap, Yum Foam Plus, which is their SiO2 foaming sealant. I have the Yum Wash Pad. I have the DIY Quad Clay Towel, and we are about to tackle some pretty dirty stuff. I am talking about stuck-on bugs, guys, and when I say stuck on, I mean disgusting. This car has gone through the ringer this week. We have experienced some rain. There is definite dirt that has taken over, and we are going to prove that this Yum trio here is going to give us the biggest bang for our buck when we are trying to eliminate all of this dirt and grime and then seal it in the meantime, because I'm bringing you Yum, and it's gonna win, guys. Yum is here to stay. Let's go. Okay, so we are going to start with our Yum Foam, which is our foaming pre-wash. The directions tell you that you are going to fill up your foam cannon with 100 milliliters of product, and then you are going to fill up your foam cannon. The ratio is 9-to-1. We have Yum's pre-wash here. They're foam ready to go. Now this is a pre-wash, and so it was made to create a thick active foam. So I'm excited to see the kind of foam that it puts on this car, and it is really meant to emulsify that dirt and that grime. It's really meant to bring down that sacrificial layer of dirt so that when we come back in for the contact wash, we have gotten most of that grit and grime off of the surface. It is pH balanced, so it is safe for all vehicles. It's even safe for waxed and coated vehicles while still delivering a high performance clean, which is what we want in a pre-foam, right? We want something that's going to be able to sit on the paint for a little bit. That dwell time is important. We want it to lift the dirt, emulsify it, and pull it down with some big time foam. And I'm really, really excited to show you the kind of foam that this foam gives us today. Here we go. I don't know about you, but that looks thick to me. So why a wash, clay, and seal? A wash, clay, and seal is one of the most effective maintenance combos in detailing, in my opinion, because it gives your vehicle a deep clean, a smooth finish, and renews protection without needing a full correction. Your wash is going to remove that surface dirt, your clay is going to remove the embedded contaminants, and then you have that seal that's going to give you gloss and protection. So it restores your paint smoothness, it protects your finish, and it's all in one efficient session. It's perfect for maintenance between major details or just when your coating or sealant needs a boost. We are going to let this soap dwell. It says about 5 minutes, but you can see it just adhering to that paint. You can also see the double wetting agents, right? You can see that sacrificial layer first being pulled off the foam, but you still have some wetting agents left behind, which is really good. This is exactly what you want, especially when you are working in the elements. You want that dwell time. And with that dwell time, you want the extra wetting agent. So again, you can see that it is pulling down that dirt and grime, but it is still staying adhered to the paint for that dwell time. I'm hoping that it will start to take care of those stuck-on bugs. I just want to show you guys, this has been 4 minutes. Can you look at the cling of this soap? You guys, that is impressive. It has pulled down that sacrificial layer of dirt. You can see right here, look at the dirt that it has pulled down. But look at the cling on the car. Again, in the elements, you guys, it is not super hot today, but in weather that is less than perfect, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Tell me it's not. Let's look at the bugs here. Let's see if any of that emulsification. Okay, so you can see a lot of these are just starting to come off pretty effortlessly. Look at that. I'm barely putting my finger over it. Pretty good.
One key advantage of Yum foam is that it does not reactivate during the rinsing process, meaning it rinses clean without any need for additional rinsing passes. You can also use this on engine bays, tires, trims, rims, and alloy wheels. It's safe for every surface of your vehicle.
Okay, you guys, so I just did a pretty thorough rinse, and I'm going to tell you what, I am so impressed with the fact that I allowed that foam to literally set. It was almost 6 minutes. Actually, it was 6 minutes. In fact, it was probably more like 6.5 minutes, but it sat. We were in the sun, and even though you should never use products in the sun, I did not have any issues. Literally, the rinse was effortless. Okay, so I'm gonna use what I have left in my foam cannon just to put a layer again of foam on the car before I come in for my contact wash. This is also the point where I'm going to be doing my claying process. So I wanna make sure that the car is lubricated enough, and this is going to help us out with that.
So I've come to learn that in your maintenance washing routine, or even after the most perfect pre-wash stages, you will always have to contact wash your paint to truly agitate and remove all remaining contaminants and dirt. Now, there is a touchless wash, but are touchless washes really touchless? In my opinion, I feel like maybe in a maintenance it could be, but in most cases you want to agitate. So the cool thing about Yum Wash is that it is focused on transferring as much slickness onto the panels as possible to reduce the potential for inducing swirl marks and just to keep the general washing induced damage to a minimum. Yum Wash will not dry out or harm plastics or rubbers, and it rinses clean without leaving behind any water spots or streaking. It does have a light fragrance of strawberry, which I really enjoyed. It gave me the most enjoyable and pleasurable experience.
Okay, guys, so I have washed with the pre-foam. I have come in now with my contact wash. I did a clay towel treatment, and I want to show you just how clean this paint is. For one, I mean, you guys, this paint is pretty clean, and I'm pretty impressed because both of those soaps are pH neutral, but Yum Foam, that pre-wash is made to really tackle dirt, you guys, and tackle dirt it did. Beautiful job. But I want to show you how flat my paint is before we foam on the sealant. So you can see there is no protection. Flat, flat, flat. No beading or sheeting of any kind. All right, you guys, so now we are going to come in with our foaming sealant. Now, you guys, what makes this a money maker is the fact that you foam it on, you rinse it off, and you are protected, you guys. You have washed, clayed, and sealed in such record timing. We're not having to go around the car, spray a couple of panels, wipe a couple of panels. You are literally one and done with this. And what I love about Yum's formulation here, it even says on the bottle that they have a double rinse formula going on. Okay, double rinse formula. So what that means is the more that you are increasing your passes, right? So the more passes you do, the more that water repellency is coming to play. It gives you longer dwell time. It helps reduce water spotting, especially if you are out there in the summer sun. This is keeping that surface wet and hydrated and making it hydrophobic while allowing you extra rinse time. I mean, you can't lose, guys. So let's see how it performs. Foam sealant, moment of truth. Moment of truth. And we have protection. Fast sheeting, some beading. Look at that. Immediate. I did not touch the hood because I already have this coated with luminous, which is doing beautifully. Check out the hydrophobics on the wheel. You saw how flat this was before, guys. Look at that. Beautiful. Shout out to Nick for sending me his beautiful twist loop drying towel. Look at that, you guys. Just gorgeous.
Ooh, this is nice. Girl.
Okay, you guys, so here is the final result. She's slick looking, she looks glossy, looks so clean. And I know a lot of you might be wondering, but 3 chemicals, right? 3, why 3? Why do we have a pre-wash, a bucket soap, and then we have our foam sealant? You guys, that Yum foam is made for the pre-wash. It is pH balanced so that it can gently emulsify dirt and grime. It is meant to have a super thick active foam so that you can leave it on and let it dwell, especially when you are working in the elements. It is pH neutral so that it is safe for all paints and paint surfaces, but it does still lift dirt, guys. As you can see, and as I showed you in the video, that dirt that it pulled down, it was specially formulated to be safe, but still effective. And that bucket wash is just for the lubrication, and it was beautiful. Coming in with that foam sealant, guys, and we have a definite winner in my eyes. All right, you guys, so there you have it, a wash, clay, and seal with Yum products. And I'll tell you, if you can't see, I mean, you guys, Yum came to play. So Jelena and Chelsea, whatever products you're using, I know they're gonna be great, but can they really compare to Yum? The gloss, the slickness, that ease of use, man, that rinse on, rinse off sealant. So simple, leaving the car looking so silky smooth. I can't wait to see what you guys bring to the table. I can't wait to see what the viewers vote for. But you guys, Yum came to play. Catch you on the next one. Thanks, Chelsea.
So myself, Jelena, and Christy have shared with you guys 3 choices when it comes to the best brand that offers a wash, clay, and seal. Now, the way that this series is going to go is we're going to share with you guys which brand we think offers the best, whatever category it is that we're choosing. Part 1 is going to be the wash, clay, and seal. You're going to have to see what part 2 and part 3 hold for you guys. But what we're going to do is we're going to have the viewers pick, and whichever brand gets the most amount of votes, we're actually going to pick one lucky commenter to win that brand's products to try out for yourself. It's as my way of saying thank you for your support. For me, for Jelena, for Christy, for supporting these smaller channels as we try to share with you guys fun and educational content, and just as a way to kind of help support their channels and get them to grow. So the way that you enter is comment, and
And then also, if you can, make sure you subscribe. But hopefully this content is entertaining as well as educational for those of you that are struggling to figure out which brands are the best for whatever category it is that you're looking for. But for those of you that want to know what category is up next, well, you're just gonna have to stay tuned. And that one is actually gonna be over at Jelina's channel. So make sure you subscribe and follow her channel so that way you don't miss out on part 2. And then part 3, well, that's gonna be over at Christie's YouTube channel. So again, make sure you subscribe and follow so that way you don't miss out on any of this fun content. And who knows, if you guys enjoy this, we might just keep this going. Maybe we'll even bring in some more educators and content creators and detailers and keep this ball going. I don't know. I think my brand won though. I'm a little biased though. All right, guys, comment, win.